Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. If you are here as a follow-up from you could say the previous video or the video that's meant to be before this over from Mr. George Benson's channel, then welcome, because it's a good follow-up. And if you're not, then make sure you go and check out that video first. I'll leave a link right here. Go and check out what we've had to say over on his channel. And then you can come and revisit this, because this is going to be a discussion where me and George, welcome into the building, are going to go over the 5 names that made it over on his video, and we're going to try and narrow down the list to a 3 that we could give to Chelsea Football Club and go, here's the 3 names that you can take to the interview stage. Go on, pick one. Right. And I think many Chelsea fans will be happy with it. So for Chelsea Football Club, we're helping you. We're making this easier for you because
Someone
you're
gets
so
paid
reluctant.
good money to do this.
I mean, this is unbelievable, isn't it? We should be getting some sort of consultancy fee for this. I mean, they hired a mentality monster and are paying him to just write down about mentality. We should be getting paid for trying to actually actively replace Graham Potter, because they're not doing it, it seems. Welcome to the channel once again, George. It's the second time since last week. So how are you overall?
We're getting good at this, aren't we? I hope people are still enjoying these, to be fair, but thank you very much for having me.
No problem, man. And yet, remember, people, this is going to be a regular feature. So do keep your eyes peeled for next week. And what we'll have to say then, who knows? The landscape might be completely different at Chelsea Football Club. But, okay, we're going to do this a certain way, right? There's 5 names that got through over on George's video as to managers that we would put down as great and that we would accept to become a Chelsea manager, right? The others didn't make it for various reasons. Go and check out his video. But the 5 that we have are Diego Simeone, Jose Mourinho, Hansi Flick, Luis Enrique, and Zinedine Zidane, right? Now, yes, to narrow this down, we've come up with our own 3 that we would choose, and we're going to see if we're in agreement. We've not told each other. I don't know what his are, and he doesn't know what mine are. And if there's going to be any difference, then we're going to try and find the pros and cons of the ones that are debatable to see who makes it along with the ones that we are certain on. So, have you got your 3 ready? Which 3 managers out of those 5 would you be picking?
Okay, you want me to just give them to you right now?
So we go. No, I'll tell you what. I'll give you. Tell me your 3rd place. I'll tell you my 3rd. Then second, first, and then we can work it out. So your 3rd.
My 3rd is Diego Simeone.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Your 3rd.
My 3rd is. I'm torn between my 2nd and 3rd. I'm gonna put. Yeah, I think it's right. I'm going to put Diego Simeone as 3rd as well.
Okay. I think I know what's going to happen here. I think we've actually done that. We've managed to agree this. I genuinely just have a feeling. Okay.
Well, if we have, when the video is going to be, 5 minutes long? So, no, I'm kidding.
We can debate. We're good at this.
We'll
we do this for a living. Number 2.
We'll debate.
Okay.
Number 2. Who's your 2nd?
Shall I give mine?
Yeah, go for it.
My 2nd is Zidane.
Oh, okay. We got a debate. We've got a debate. Nice one. You've got Zidane. My 2nd is actually Hansi Flick.
Okay. I can see why you do that, but tell us.
Right. I've gone Hansi Flick just for I think out of the managers that we're all uncertain of, he's the one that I think has come with enough pedigree plus the way that he gets his teams to play that I think is going to suit Chelsea more than anything else. And not necessarily just for the sake of playing, because I just want to make one thing clear. I genuinely do not care how we play our football. I mean, it's nice to be entertained, right? But if we're winning games and we're up there and we're consistent, I couldn't care less if we're parking 5 buses or if we're just, attacking, and we look like we're playing champagne football every week. I just want to see us do really, really well. And no matter how it comes with a manager that has a philosophy, I'm on board. So with Hansi Flick, I feel like what he's done at Bayern Munich is credible, much like you could say the same for Zidane at Real Madrid and whatnot. But the discipline and the doubts that I have for Flick are similar to what I had for Tuchel, and I just can't help but think maybe he does come in and it just works. Do you know what I mean?
But then it's like that's a short-term fix again to what we're led to believe is supposed to be something long-term. Like, no matter what we think about Zidane's ability to like maintain himself at Chelsea, surely because he spent a few years at Real Madrid, incredibly successful years, surely this shows that he is willing to be a part of some kind of project. My biggest concern with Zidane is whether or not he'd actually be able to understand the Premier League in the way that he managed to. At Real Madrid, I think it was almost a given because of prime Ronaldo, Karim Benzema. You had that team that was almost impossible to fail with. So when you go from having that Real Madrid team to then having a Chelsea team who are absolutely all over the gaff, but there is also a lot of really good quality, potentially some of them world-class for a long time players in there. Is it too many different moving parts that aren't quite steady yet that Zidane can come in and manage? Maybe it is. And I think Hansi Flick would actually probably be better at managing the instability that we have right now, perhaps. So you know what? I don't think I want to go against my Zidane, because I do think Zidane is that kind of inspirational manager that I think when you've got just an abundance of good players, Chelsea got so many good players, too many in a way, because like now Graham Potter's got to leave players out and now they're going to start complaining about not getting picked. They got too many good players, but they need a manager with an idea to be able to put them together and make them taste good. So I think Zidane could do that, and I think Flick could do that. But I think at the moment there's nothing from what we see from Potter. And again, like, we're not a Cobham. It's easy for us to say like Potter's not very inspiring, but have you seen these press conferences? Like, have you seen this? Like, have you seen the way we're playing football? Like, what is there to be excited about and inspired by with any of this stuff? So
the only thing Chelsea have been inspired by is watching Arsenal's All or Nothing documentary, apparently. So
yeah, I mean, I would much rather watch the Tottenham one for the repeat. I'd rather watch something about them than watch Chelsea play football at the minute, which for me to ever say that, although the All or Nothings is kind of like a different reason for us to watch it. It's enjoyable for all the great reasons that they always fail, Tottenham do. They beat us the other day, and that for me isn't good enough. And I just think Zidane gets these players in line. And I think he's such a big name that, you know, imagine Mason Mount still struggling with Zidane as his manager. No, he won't.
This is the thing. At least I'd say for a season or two, just in terms of pure respect. Zidane walks into your dressing room and you're like, whoa. you know, a lot of these young players are going to be like looking and going, Zidane. You know what I mean? Like, Hansi Flick's not really going to get that. But Hansi Flick does still have a level of discipline that is just incorporated in his work, much like Zidane does. I feel like the difference, though, is purely tactical. I feel like they bring similar traits. I feel like, Hansi Flick and his way at Bayern Munich, and especially as the German philosophy is based a lot of it on pure discipline, and you're going to do as I say, and there's a lot of physical intensity, and that's kind of what we need. Zidane is just brought up like that. He is of that breed. He's someone that would do things so elegantly, but he gives 120%, and what he's achieved in the game and as a midfielder is just unbelievable, right? But tactically, I think there's going to be more nuance with Flick than there is with Zidane.
I do agree with that, but I think you've just made a great point there about Zidane in the way that discipline is something he's been brought up with. And then when you think about who Zidane was as a player, and arguably how he managed to unlock that brilliant attacking Real Madrid team is by letting people go in the name of creativity, because discipline is an ingrained trait that is expected as a result of playing under the man or even being the player. And when you think about who Chelsea have got right now at the club, there are many players you can name who, if you let the cat out the bag, they're going to run riot. And I think what Tuchel might have got wrong to an extent was too much structure in a way, where it was almost like, good Lord, we're seeing the same old shit every single flipping time we go out on the pitch. Now Graham Potter's doing the same thing. So maybe someone like a Zidane, who is already disciplined by nature, has got that kind of ability to be able to use what he was as a player, use what he did positively in an attacking sense with Real Madrid to unlock the likes of Enzo Fernandez, who is currently being asked to flipping defend for Chelsea, be the last man back from flipping corners on the counter attack. But when you look at what he could have done, what he did with Argentina in that World Cup, there's so much creative brilliance there that is just waiting to just be unlocked, like opening a can of Coca-Cola. So I don't know. I think you've just given Zidane another point there inadvertently. But
yeah, weirdly, not indirectly, I think I have.
Yeah,
they're to an extent they're very similar, but very different. I think the personalities are different, but just in terms of what they've accomplished and how far they are in their careers, similar.
Should we get them both together?
Can we one as an assistant?
Yeah, imagine.
Oh, this is going to be tough.
Oh,
what's happened here?
Bro, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened there. Yo, all right, we're in. Sorry. I don't know what happened, bro.
The ghost of Monte Cristo is with you or something.
The ghost of Benson's past.
Who are we throwing in then?
Oh, I mean, it's your channel. I feel like you need to have the executive authority here. I mean, I think you've given so many good reasons. To be fair, we could just remove our number ones, to be fair. We've already given some fabulous reasons for both of these two, Zidane and Flick. Maybe they both deserve to be in there. And maybe Simeone needs to go out of the list. And maybe if we both got the same number ones, we can agree that Simeone is just a little bit too defense-minded. Is that really what Chelsea's new owners want to be seen to be doing to us?
Well, this brings us to a point of, is it what Chelsea need to an extent, maybe? But that Hansi Flick and Zidane debate, let's park. Comments.
Yeah. They can have free parking for a while.
We can stick them in free parking. Runs out after an hour. No return for 2 hours. All right. Who's your number one?
My number one is out of this list of managers is Mourinho.
It's mine as well.
People are either going to absolutely love us for this, or they're going to be like, these guys are so stuck in the past, they're morons. We're either going to get slaughtered for this, or people are going to absolutely back this. And we said it in the video we did on my channel where we're talking about, like, there are so many different elements in my head, at least, as to what Chelsea really need right now. And I think a lot of what we need is what we lost when we lost Abramovich, which is that underlying identity that makes Chelsea Chelsea and makes all of these new parts that they're not really moving parts yet. They're static parts that need to be moving to be able to make all of the parts tick, to make it something. We need something that understands Chelsea above anything else. And I think Graham Potter, again, it has to be compared to Graham Potter, because Graham Potter has lost the identity more so than we were when we decided to sack Tuchel in the first place. We look so clueless right now, with zero attributes of any kind of Chelsea that we've ever known, at least in my 28 years of existence. And Jose Mourinho absolutely knows how, first of all, to rally the fans on side, get us behind this team again. Yep. Plus, at the same time, we said it in the tier list video, use the likes of John Terry, promote him up to assistant manager, so that if and when Jose 3.0 runs its course, you have made your replacement and praised everything holy in the world. You know that Chelsea are in good hands if John Terry can become a top-class manager from learning from one of the best of all time. And I think Mourinho's proven at Roma that he is not finished. He proved at Man United he's not finished, because when you look at what Ten Hag inherited, now Eric Ten Hag is one of the world's best coaches. That's why he's winning. But look at all of the dross that was there before. To come second with that Man United team was phenomenal. So to have written Mourinho off after that, but he went to Tottenham. Like, people need to understand, they might have beaten us yesterday, but they're not a proper football club. They're not. They're never going to win anything. So to expect Mourinho to go there and change that entire philosophy and mentality and makeup was just was almost as moronic potentially as those that are going to be against us for ever saying Mourinho back in the first place.
I completely agree, man. I think it's wrong to compare his times at Man United and at Spurs and go, oh, that's what he is. Because even at Man United, countless times he's been proven right, even after he left. It's like, oh, maybe he had a point. And when you look back, when he did finish second with that Man United team, I mean, and people laughed when he said that was one of his greatest achievements, you know. And it turns out, yeah, that was actually true.
Yeah.
The one thing that, and we've discussed this on your channel, the one thing I had a reservation about Jose, even when he was at Chelsea, was because we were doing well. It's not something that you could look at and go, oh, it's bothering me. But there was also a thing of, I'd like to see if he does pay attention to our youth players, if he does give an avenue for them to come into the first team. Is there an opportunity? Is there a chance for them? But when you look at Roma and what he's doing there, and when he's given a certain project of a certain profile without pressure of expectation immediately, and by expectation, I mean you got to come in and win a trophy, which is how it was under Roman. You had to compete for the Premier League title. If not, you're out, right? With a little less pressure than that, which I think Chelsea can do right now. Well, we need to get back into the top four. We need to get back into a European spot, let alone even think about top four right now. We're talking relegation. So with Jose to be able to come in, like he's done at Roma, where he's promoted youth players, where he's given under 14s a squad to come in and check out their time with the first team and to motivate them and you know, show them a pathway and all of that. I feel like he comes into Chelsea and there's more reason as to why now this appointment would be less sentimental than the second time. Because for me, that was purely sentimental. That was on the back of, his first time was absolutely incredible. Jose 1.0 was just different gravy, right?
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. So this is a lot more calculated. I feel like with new owners, that do give more time, it seems, or are willing to give more funds and are willing to give more of a process. And unlike Roman, where you just had to get things done, little less urgency probably helps Jose. And back at Chelsea, which is the club where I think he wanted that in the first place, I don't think he says no. And the winning mentality, we absolutely need.
With Roma, I think there's still a ceiling as to what he can achieve. And I think Jose's probably also aware that he's been around for a while now, but he's still got a lot of energy left in him to be able to do something great at big clubs. And I think no disrespect to Roma, because he's done very well with them. Yes, okay, it's only the Conference League, but that was a big trophy for them to win. It meant a lot to that football club. And he won that. And obviously this year he can't win the league because Napoli are just a total different kettle of fish, different gravy. So I think Mourinho is also... Yeah. How many more big offers is Mourinho going to get? And I think the longer he stays at Roma, no offense, again, because I don't mean any disrespect here, but the Italian league is becoming less and less competitive. Roma are not considered, I'd even say, top four clubs in Italy. The shelf life, when new managers are coming through, the shelf life of being able to be offered even a top managerial job is dwindling down. So Chelsea is as big as it gets. It's back in the Premier League. I think that's where Mourinho thinks he belongs as well. It's blockbuster. It is where the big bucks is. It is where the entertainment value is. And I think if having done Man United and Tottenham already, neither of those two are ever going to ask him back.
No.
So, like, the only natural place he's going to go, he's never going to go to Liverpool. Guardiola's not going to leave Man City, I don't think, anytime soon to go there. And the only place he can go back to is Chelsea. And it just so happens that I think we bloody need a new manager, mate. I hate to bring the elephant in the room up again, but, like, this can't go on.
No, it's true. And I think at a time with new owners, if this was under Roman, it'd be impossible. This wouldn't be a discussion. But with new owners, and what we're struggling with right now is the lack of mentality. And it's the lack, everything's too relaxed, everything's too nonchalant, everything just seems too chilled. And we haven't got someone in place that's going to do that. It'll come together. And I think the owners are on that wavelength too, weirdly enough. I think now they're probably going to start realizing that's not the case. But Jose comes in and boom, that DNA that we've had for years immediately sees a return. right? These players get a massive kick up the backside by someone who has come into the club and done it before, someone they can't really say anything to, right? And considering just all things considered, he lives 200 meters away from Stamford Bridge, so he's basically at home again.
I do think that's true. There is one caveat that I think could be a really big issue here. Yeah. And that is what you just said there about what we both said really about Mourinho knows the Chelsea way. Mourinho knows the desired and required mentality to do it for Chelsea at the highest level. My biggest issue would be the power play that could come into play with Mourinho thinking he knows Chelsea like the back of his hand, and these new owners not knowing Chelsea, but because they're the new owners, they're the bosses, we're the big dogs, and it will go like this from now, whether you like it or not. Would that be again, and it's why Mourinho and Abramovich didn't always see eye to eye. And a lot of that is probably down to what, at the end of the day, what do both parties think is the best for Chelsea. No one can ever doubt that Mourinho doesn't want Chelsea to be winning. Mourinho is a serial winner. Everywhere he's been, he's achieved something other than at Tottenham, and no one achieves anything there. Yeah. But Todd Boehly, we are still in a teething phase of understanding what it is he wants to do with this club. And no matter what people want to do about blaming him for Potter's not gone yet, why isn't Potter gone? Why is Potter still here? Does Boehly know what he's doing? At the end of the day, this man can't take dividends out of our club for the next 10 years. So success is going to be the only barometer that Boehly is going to be able to have at his disposal to then be able to go and take money out. So Todd Boehly, at some stage or another, he's going to have to understand that he does need someone, potentially like a Mourinho, who does know a bit better about managing a football club, knowing Chelsea Football Club. And if they could somehow work together in unison and harmony, I think, to me, it could be a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you said. That is a possible issue in terms of the power play. As I've said, I think there's a pro and there's a con to that. I think the idea that Mourinho could come in and because of what he brings, which is what this team absolutely needs, right? There has to be a level of understanding. From the get-go, we're talking before a job is even offered, right? There needs to be a level of understanding between him and the new owners, who they are. They need to get to know him and how he operates. And everyone needs to be honest from day one. Be honest, which I feel like they probably would be. The one fear that people have with this new ownership, that they've seen under Graham Potter, is that they're only going for people that people deem as a yes man, which Jose is far from. So if that is the case, he's got no chance of getting the job, right? But there's also the flip side, which is what we've discussed. To be able to have even more funds available, to be able to have even more time than Roman would have even thought of giving, to be able to have that sort of stability, which is what Jose initially wanted when he was Chelsea manager and didn't get, is where you do feel like it's almost a double-edged sword. It could work wonderfully between him and the new owners because they're giving him exactly what he wants, and therefore he's happy. And if he's happy, the owners will be happy. Inter Milan are a case study for that. Or it could go the other side, and if there's no honesty and they're looking for a yes man, Jose will blow up. And then it would end pretty quickly. So that's where we're not quite sure, but that needs to be solved between them. All we know is that what he would bring to the Chelsea job is exactly what this team needs right now. And I would like to see JT as his assistant. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I think we've given so many good reasons here. Like, I really want to know what people say in the comments about the anti-Mourinho agenda. Like, I want to hear something potentially that isn't just, I don't like his style of football. Outdated tactics.
Oh no, that is going to be the prime reason.
Yeah,
100%.
I'd love to hear something. I'm not just saying that if you're anti-Mourinho, then that's the only reason why you would be. I want to hear. I want to see. I think it's such an interesting conversation because it would arguably be one of the biggest stories ever in football if Jose Mourinho managed to go back to Chelsea again. And I just think there's unfinished business there. There's a Champions League that needs to be won.
That is it. For him and for us.
Yeah.
Free for him and free for us.
Let Mourinho come in for 5 years, and when he's had enough, and Todd Bowley and Tuchel have had a phone call on Asani, call him back. I've got this. Todd, me and Younes have got a 10-year plan for you here, geez. Right? You don't even need to show up anymore. We've executed everything you possibly need to do. Mourinho comes back in, he wins the Champions League within 18 months. Everyone's satisfied, even if we have a dodgy season or two. And then he fixes it, he gets a league title, gets bored, sells his house in West London, and opens another jewelry company, like his daughter's done, I think. And then Thomas Tuchel is forgiven. Forgiveness takes time sometimes.
And then that gives enough time for JT to earn his badges elsewhere. And then boom, we've got another one after Tuchel.
Consultancy, we say, yeah? We've got 10-year plans, and we have now done the 20-year plan. You guys don't even need... What do you need? If you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, my channel, what else do you need? You already know where it's going. You know what's happening. We've got it. Done. I think that's
Absolutely
it. Mourinho wins. We don't care about Flick. We don't want Zidane. We don't want Enrique. We don't want Simeone. They're all frauds. It's just Mourinho. That's the only thing that matters.
Like, you know what? And I have to say this because the reasons that I know people are going to bring up in terms of possibly not wanting Mourinho are the reasons that, for me, they're not really reasons anymore. You know, the two main ones are going to be his style of play and the youth. Simple. Or players that are in the team that we might let go, like we let go of KDB and we let go of Salah, and they're going to blow up and become Ballon d'Or winners. Which even with that, I don't really feel much of an issue. The youth thing, I think, has already been addressed at Roma, and he's doing that. And I feel like if it's part of the project, he will use the youth team. I feel like he's doing that at Roma, and he'll do it here if he has to. And I'm sure he would, because the Chelsea academy now has been proven, unlike before. You got Reece James and Mount and all them lot that have come through. It's clear that there are players there. Jose wouldn't ignore that. The other reason of what was the other reason? My mind's gone blank. The youth. Playing defensive football.
Yeah,
right? I've already said I couldn't care less. If it's effective, it's effective. If we end up playing like prime Barca, fantastic. If we don't and we're parking the bus and we win, fantastic. I'm not fussed.
Sorry.
Honestly, unreal.
I think we've just patterned everything up so well here. I can't even listen to anyone who says my mind is made up. My mind is made up.
So is mine at this rate. But because you never know, that's why we've come up with 3. So our list is going to be, we put Diego Simeone in 3rd. We've not even discussed.
Simeone's out, bro. Simeone is out. He had a good start. It's like
that horse that gets out first.
Christmas Eve is great, but then you don't just stop there. Christmas Day, brilliant. Food's great. Boxing Day, hallelujah. It is the best day of them all because the football's on. You just can't. You just got to wait until the end. This is why people should watch our videos to the end, because the best is yet to come.
This is true.
3.0. Watch this space.
If that can't happen, then of course we've put in a contingency plan. What's going on there? Is that Flick and Zidane fighting it out?
Mate, I think the cat wants Tuchel back so desperately that I think we might have to make another video. I think we've already peaked too soon. Cat. Sorry about
She's going off on one. No worries. No probs. But there we are. We've got Flick and we've got Zidane that are fighting it amongst themselves. But the one above them all is Mr. Jose Mourinho, with a possible JT as an assistant. So let us know down below.
What a video.
We've sorted it out. Yeah, we've got to start a consultancy company.
We do, yeah.
We should start.
Liechtenstein as well. Like, we want to pay minimal tax.
First clients, Chelsea FC. Boom, sorted.
Done.
Scale from there. But there we are. George, thank you for coming on once again.
Thank you very much for having me. What an enjoyable day this has been.
It's been fantastic. It's been class. And obviously, if you've somehow made it to the end of this video and you haven't seen our video from his channel, then you've done it in reverse. But go over there and watch it now. And don't forget to sub to George as well. And if you're new here, subscribe here. Much appreciated. Hit the notification bell to be notified once we've uploaded. And don't forget, this is a regular feature. So we will both see you again next week on his channel and here. And throughout the week, he'll have things up on his channel and I'll have things up on here as well. So we'll see what happens.
And don't call pet her because the cat's actually all right. She's just really young and she just meows all the time. It's not any abuse going on behind, just in case like this is getting out of hand. Yeah, no, thank you for the wonderful. What is she? I think she's like eating something dodgy, mate. She's having a real fit. Did you see on the stream, by the way, that I did the other day that the flipping dog vomited when Spurs scored and then ate it? Bro, I swear to God, it's the funniest thing. I'll send you a clip if you want to put it in the video. She's there in the background, like honking like a pig, and then I turn around and she's eating a vomit.
Oh, please send me that. I'll stick it in at the end of this. It's got to be done. You guys are about to see it now. So definitely stick that in, please. Yeah, I'd love to. No problem. And I'll see all of you very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. In a bit, people. Take care. And peace.
Yeah, he's gone for the extravagant, and we've conceded a goal to a crisp packet. Oh no, the dog's just vomited as well. And she's eating it. Oh! Guys, this couldn't be any worse start. The dog's just vomited behind me. She's eating it. Oh! That's gross! Oh, can you hear the dog? We're all here having an awful time. Oh my god, dog. Like, you better be adding minutes onto this. Dog!
What is she doing?
Yo! Is she okay?
I don't know. Doesn't sound like it.
Oi! Khalifa, stop. Go. She's going to throw up. Oh no.
You're going outside.